G'day mates and welcome. Have you ever stopped to consider the world beneath your feet? It's a bustling, hidden empire, a metropolis of millions, working in perfect harmony. We often dismiss them as a mere nuisance at a picnic, a tiny invader in our kitchens. But I'm talking about one of the most successful, complex, astonishing creatures on our planet, the ant. They are architects, soldiers, farmers, explorers, all packed into a body no bigger than a fingernail. Today, we're going to shrink down and step into their world. A world of immense strength, intricate communication, mind-boggling social structures. Forget what you think you know. The humble ant is a titan of the natural world, a superorganism that has conquered nearly every landmass on Earth. So get ready to be amazed. We're about to uncover 10 incredible facts that will change the way you see these tiny titans. You won't believe what ants can do. Right then, let's get straight to it with a fact that defies belief. Did you know ants are the ultimate weightlifters, able to carry objects up to 50 times their own body weight? Imagine a human lifting a couple of elephants. That's the kind of power we're talking about, scaled down to this miniature marvel. It's a feat of biomechanical engineering that puts our strongest athletes to shame. Their muscles are incredibly thick relative to body mass. Because they're so small, muscle cross-section is proportionally huge. Perfect power to weight. A lightweight but remarkably strong exoskeleton, mandibles as living levers perfectly designed to hoist and haul. They carry food, building materials, even their own young across vast distances. A masterclass in physics and biology. Whether a leafcutter slicing foliage or a weaver pulling leaves to build a nest, this strength underpins their societies. But strength is just one chapter of their story. The next fact, their staggering diversity. Now, you might think an ant is just an ant, but the reality is staggering. With over 12,000 known species and likely thousands more yet to be discovered, ants are one of the most diverse groups of animals on the planet. From Amazon rainforests to Africa's driest deserts, even pavement cracks in your backyard, ants are everywhere. You have the formidable bulldog ants of Australia, armed with a powerful sting and keen eyesight. Honeypot ants. Workers become living larders, storing nectar in swollen abdomens for lean times. Tiny ghost ants, almost translucent, appearing and disappearing like magic. This diversity makes them dominant players, influencing soil structure, seed dispersal, and other insect populations. They're not one entity, but a sprawling family tree with branches into every corner of the terrestrial world. Here's a brilliant adaptation that speaks volumes about their communal nature. Ants have two stomachs, but only one is for them. The crop, the social stomach, acts as a portable pantry. A forager fills it with nectar or honeydew and carries it home. Back home, it shares the meal through trophallaxis, mouth-to-mouth transfer, feeding the queen, the larvae, and the many workers. This social stomach is the glue holding their society together, ensuring cohesion and shared prosperity. If you thought individual feats were impressive, wait until you see what they can do together. Some species link legs and bodies to form living bridges. Worker ants becoming architecture for the colony to cross. When floods come, they form a living raft. Thousands interlock to create a buoyant, waterproof vessel. They place the queen and larvae in the center, protecting the next generation as the world passes by. Remarkably, there is no single foreman. Complex structures emerge from simple local rules. This phenomenon, stigmergy, is self-organization. The actions of individuals create structures that guide others. But how do they coordinate these feats across thousands of individuals? The answer, a silent chemical language. Ants communicate with pheromones, trails, alarms, identity signals. Each chemical carries a message. Their antennae are finely tuned noses, constantly reading a chemical landscape. A trail pheromone shouts, "Follow me, food this way." Alarm pheromones trigger frenzies. Death cues prompt undertaker ants to remove corpses. The colony acts like a single nervous system. Deciphering this chemical code reveals the social dynamics driving foraging, defense, and every decision of the colony. We tend to think of colonies as one mound, but prepare to have your sense of scale shattered. The largest known supercolony of Argentine ants stretched an incredible 6,000 kilometers across Italy, south of France, and the coast of Spain. Billions of workers in thousands of cooperating nests, ants taken from Italy and placed in Spain are accepted as nestmates. A genetic bottleneck removed aggression. The result? They outcompete native species, reshaping ecosystems, a sprawling empire of ants. Humans think we invented farming, but ants beat us by millions of years. Leafcutter ants chew leaves into pulp to cultivate fungus, their sole food source, a perfected symbiosis. Other ants herd aphids like tiny livestock, protecting them, stroking them with antennae, and milking honeydew. A tiny ranch, protection in exchange for sweet, nutrient-rich honeydew. At the heart of every colony is the queen, a monarch of longevity. Some queens live decades, up to 30 years. Her daughters, sterile workers, lead short, intense lives, foraging, caring for young, defending the nest, the disposable workforce for the colony's success. Lifespan differences are controlled by genetics, diet, and social cues. The queen is pampered, workers burn out in service of the whole. Not all ants settle down. Some embrace a life of perpetual wandering. Army ants are the nomads of the insect world, a moving carpet of predators consuming almost any small creature that can't get out of their way. Their life has two phases, the nomadic phase and the stationary phase. At night they form a living nest, a bivouac, clinging together into chambers and tunnels to protect the queen and brood. Dawn breaks, the bivouac disperses, and the relentless march resumes, driven by the queen's reproductive cycle. Beyond spectacle, ants are nature's tiny engineers. Their tunneling aerates soil, improving water penetration and root health. They disperse seeds, recycle nutrients, break down dead matter, essentially planting forests and keeping ecosystems healthy. From super strength and chemical language to continent-spanning empires and ancient farming practices, the world of the ant is infinitely complex. The next time you see an ant marching across the pavement, don't see a pest, see a tiny titan. If you found the secret world of ants as fascinating as I do, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Drop a comment and tell us which ant fact blew your mind. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.